Hi everyone, it's Alex from Risk Academy, and it's really freezing in France right now. So today I wanted to talk about how do you audit risk management effectiveness? How do you measure the effectiveness of managing risks within a non-financial company? And interestingly, despite the methodologies, and I've worked as a head of risk for large corporations for over 6 years, and in risk management altogether for 13 years. So I audited risk management in the beginning of my career, and I implemented risk management at the second part of my career in risk. And interestingly, in all of that time, all the methodologies, and I've seen probably dozens of different risk maturity models, and I've helped create a risk maturity model for PwC at the time. I've seen a lot of approaches used by Auditor General offices, used by the biggest banks, by the consulting firms. All of those approaches really looked at the completely wrong things. When answering the question, how effective is risk management, most existing methodologies really ask the wrong type of questions. So my personal opinion is that whenever you want to make an assessment of how effective risk management truly is, not on the paper, because that's really easy, but in reality, how really effective risk management is, you have to look at three things. So thing number one, organizational performance. You have to look at how well the company performs, because if it doesn't perform well, that's an immediate sign that whatever the management is doing to manage risk is not doing it very well. So the first thing, you have to look at the performance. How does the company perform this year compared to the previous years, etc., compared to the industry averages? That's what you need to look to make judgment of how effective risk management truly is. Now, an interesting aspect when looking at performance, you don't just need to look at the numbers on how well the company performs. You also need to look at the methodology of how the performance is calculated, how the performance metrics are calculated, because many companies are being very clever and they've adjusted the methodology for measuring performance in a way so they always outperform previous years. So that's number one. Look at how well company performs. The second point is to look at how well the company makes decisions, how the budgeting decisions are made, how the investment decisions are made, how strategic decisions are being made, how operational planning and forecasting decisions are being made, and you need to make a judgment, an assessment of how well risk analysis, risk-based thinking, risk information is integrated into the decision-making process. So you need to look at minutes, you need to look at supporting evidence, supporting documentation submitted to the board of directors, you need to look at documents, the budgets, etc., strategies, strategic documents, to see how well risks are captured, measured, described, and taken into account when forecasting, planning, and doing so on. So this is number two. To make an assessment of how effective risk management truly is, you need to look at how well the company makes decisions. The final thing to look at to make a judgment of how well the company makes decisions and managing risks is to look at the cultural aspects. Speak to people, see what sort of training is being done in terms of risk, see how well risk management responsibilities and roles are understood and documented, see how well risk information is integrated inside the policies and procedures within the document. Basically, look at the cultural aspect. So combining the three, how well the company performs overall, how the company makes decisions, and what people talk about, how well do they understand the nature of risks associated with their day-to-day activities. Those three things combined will give you a pretty good understanding of how effective risk management truly is in an organization. So I am interested in hearing your thoughts. If you want to add something to my list, even though it's pretty high level, do write underneath this video in the comments. And if you want to subscribe to our Risk Academy channel on YouTube, click on this button here or the subscribe button underneath this video. For now, thank you and goodbye.